911, Lone Star needs to wrap this storyline up before it ends. In its first 4 seasons on Fox, 911, Lone Star has brought many high-octane rescues to the screen. The 126 Firehouse has survived everything from tornadoes to snowstorms and saved the lives of countless individuals. Each member of the team has faced peril at one point or another, especially TK Strand, Ronan Rubinstein, who always seems to be ending up in the hospital. But now it looks like the series itself might be the one in danger. The show, which returns on September 23rd, has been plagued by rumors that Season 5 will be its last. Rising production costs and higher cast salaries are leading to speculation that the series won't be able to continue after this upcoming season. Sierra McLean, who plays Grace Ryder, already could not negotiate her salary with the studio and won't be appearing in any future episodes. To add fuel to the fire, no pun intended, the contracts held by all of the cast members ended this July, which means that the actors are now free to audition for other projects. With no cast locked down for a Season 6, it's unlikely the drama will continue. With that in mind, there are several plotlines that need to be explored before the 126 hang up their helmets for good. The biggest open-ended storyline from the last season surrounds the death of Carlos' father, and the series would be completely remiss if they didn't dive further into this mystery. 911, Lone Star, features the death of an important character. Carlos, Rafael Silva, is a crucial member of the team, as a partner to TK and as a police officer who investigates crimes that the 126 become involved in. In Season 4, Carlos' father, Gabriel Benito Martinez, tries to convince his son to become a Texas Ranger, but Carlos is reluctant because of the discriminatory history of the organization. The father and son mend their differences because of the mutual respect they have for each other. But then, in the penultimate episode of the season, Gabriel is trying on his suit in preparation for Carlos and TK's wedding when someone comes to his front door. When Gabriel opens the door, he is shot and killed in a shocking twist. The culprit is never seen on screen. Carlos delays the wedding, and while looking for his father's will, he comes across a secret compartment in Gabriel's desk. He finds documents, videotapes, and a burner phone. On the tape, there is a message that Gabriel recorded in 2003. He states that he is working on a major investigation into corruption within the Texas Rangers. Gabriel warns that if anything happens to him, it will be because of this case. Carlos also learns of threatening messages that a cartel member named Pablo Martinez, Jamie Gomez, left Gabriel on the burner phone. Carlos becomes consumed with catching this person, and goes to his location to confront him. Carlos even pulls a gun on him and is extremely close to executing this man in the name of getting justice for his father. Other police officers arrive on the scene, because TK was worried about Carlos' state of mind, and they de-escalate things enough so that Pablo has a moment to explain himself. Pablo admits that he is actually an undercover agent within the cartel. He left the messages for Gabriel to warn him that the gang had put a hit out on him for his involvement in the case. Because of Carlos' rash actions, he almost ended the life of an innocent man, and almost blew Pablo's cover within the cartel organization. In the finale of Season 4, Owen, Rob Lowe, helps to convince Carlos that blindly seeking revenge will only lead him further away from his goals. He suggests that Carlos will need to leave his hatred and bitterness behind if he wants to move forward and live a happy life with TK. The season ends with the two finally getting married, but it doesn't seem likely that Carlos will be able to give up his pursuit of justice forever. With the show potentially ending, 911, Lone Star needs to give Carlos, and the audience, closure with this tragedy. Whether it was a cartel member who killed Gabriel or another corrupt Texas Ranger, the only way that the storyline will feel complete is for Carlos to go on a journey to discover the truth. It is possible that this might lead Carlos down a dark path. Emotionally, he'll likely be consumed again by grief and by wanting to get revenge for his father. He could become overwhelmed by the anger he feels towards the responsible party, especially if it's someone who is masquerading as one of the good guys. And it will also be a dark path because Carlos is likely to come across some rather shady characters in his fight for justice. This quest could lead to some major changes in Carlos' character, since he's pretty much been an optimist up until now, but this will only add to the character's overall depth. Deciding to focus on his father's case will also likely impact Carlos' relationships, particularly with TK. The two have faced a lot of obstacles already in their relationship, and since they're only newlyweds, the strain of the investigation, especially if it's outside the scope of Carlos' job, will only place more roadblocks in their marriage. It could also affect Carlos' relationship with his mother and with Owen, who will probably be concerned about Carlos placing himself in danger by pursuing this investigation. But providing further exploration about Gabriel's death will also offer an intriguing storyline that could add to the suspense of the final season, and any stress that Carlos, and his friends and family, go through would be worth it in the end if he can finally put Gabriel's killer behind bars. Leaving this plot point unsolved would be an injustice for these characters. Such a shocking murder deserves to be explored in more than just 1 hour, and it could provide the series with a fascinating plot to dig into in the final episodes. The show has always been about this team of people who put their lives at risk to keep others safe, and Gabriel was definitely the embodiment of that. To leave his death unexamined and unsolved would be a disservice to the character and to the show itself. If it is true that 911, Lone Star is truly on its way out, at least by completing this storyline, there will be an overall feeling of closure for everyone.